And we are live. Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to the Rebel Roundtable, which I love to do on Friday mornings because what better on Fridays to tell lawyers all the things they're doing wrong? Today, as always, I have a fantastic guest joining me, John Kormanik. And John is a lawyer who coaches lawyers. So he and I have a special affinity because I'm a lawyer who does not coach lawyers. I consult. But he does a lot of leadership and performance coaching, and the things he does with lawyers is very much needed in that space. So, John, thank you for being here. I'll let you talk about what you do instead of me telling people what you do. So, thanks for being here.
Of course, Jen. Thank you for having me. And I want to be very careful. It may be morning where you are. It is evening where I am. It
That's
is
true.
2 minutes after 5. I live in a small town called Lagos, Lagos, Portugal. And so we're coming to the end of my day, which is fantastic. It's a great way to end my week.
Yeah.
So what do I do? I work on the mindset of the most important part of a law firm, and that is the owner or managing partner. They are often at the hub of all of the things. They have often created this organism that uh, may be trying to escape the laboratory.
Yeah.
And I work with them on, again, the most important part, which is how they view the world, how they view their role, how they lead, how they communicate, so that they can have the thing that they want to have, which we all want to have, which is freedom. We
Yeah.
all want freedom at the end of the day. And so I work with them on various things, using various tools, the most important of which is a mirror to hold up to them and to have them see exactly what's going on.
And so I called this episode, lies lawyers tell themselves. And that
Yeah,
came from you when we were talking about the theme for this. But so,
yeah,
what are these lies? Because I'm going to jump right into this because I would say,
great.
like, the owner's mindset and brain creates the whole culture of the firm. And we often don't know the bad stories we're using for that. So, what are these lies that lawyers tell themselves?
100%. Selfish plug. Break the Law is my book. It is on Amazon. If what I say today interests you, pick up a copy. I would appreciate it. So
Oh,
there are
boy.
5 lies that lawyers tell themselves. And I know this. I owned a law firm. I led a law firm for 16 years. I told these lies to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I own a coaching business. I lead an elite coaching business. The lies still creep in sometimes. They are
Mm-hmm.
they are ever present. And so lie number 1, you have to grind to be successful. And what I mean by that is it has to feel heavy. It has to feel like you're in the trenches. And that's just not true.
Wait, you're
It's
teling me
just
that
not true.
that's not a hustle culture? We don't have to kill ourselves in order to be successful?
You can,
You can.
but then you'll be dead.
Right.
And what's the point of that? You
Mm-hmm.
will be unhappy. And what's the point of that? The whole reason you have a law firm is to live the life that you want to live, not the other way around. So, yes, the hustle culture is BS. It's
Yep.
just nonsense. You don't have to grind. Do you have to work? Sure, you do. I'm not somebody who's going to say it's all going to come to you. You have to work at it, but it doesn't have to feel heavy.
Yeah.
Line number 2, if I'm not busy, I'm lazy. I will tell you the opposite is true. If you're busy, you are lazy. And you might say, John, how in the world is that possible? It's possible because you're not making the choices that you need to make. You are either defaulting to allowing life to happen to you and business to happen to you,
Yep.
and you fall into this very passive way of being and kind of shrug your shoulders. Or
Yep.
perhaps more importantly, you are making decisions to be busy when you shouldn't be. I'll never forget. the one of the lawyers I coached, elite, really elite lawyer.
Hmm.
She was talking to me about, well, I have to go to these meetings because what will my staff think? And I just kind of sat there and I'm like, what do you care?
Right.
What do you care what your staff thinks? You are the CEO. Do you think, what does it matter? And so if you're busy, you are lazy because you're not making the choices that you need to make, either purposefully or just allowing life to happen.
So I've been trying to like reframe the busy. Whenever someone asks you like, how are you doing? How was work? And you say busy. I'm trying never to say that anymore because it feels
Yeah.
like busy isn't productive. Busy means, chasing your tail all day and then being exhausted at the end of the day. So it's kind of that reframe of it too.
Yeah. 100%. The hamster on the wheel is super busy,
Yeah,
super busy,
not
doesn't get
productive.
anywhere,
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
get anywhere. Right. And gets exhausted.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. I had a very productive day. I
Hmm.
had a very focused day. I had a day where I set aside 120 minutes for deep work before I opened my email, before I looked at my cell phone during my business hours. That, that, folks, is where it's at. It's
Yeah,
not in the busyness. Busy feels good. That's the other draw
yeah.
of it. It feels really good. I got a lot of stuff done today. Did you move the ball forward?
Hmm.
Because if you didn't move the ball forward, who cares? If you got a
Yeah,
lot of stuff
yeah.
done, it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. So what's our third lie then?
Third lie, I must be available 24/7. I got to be available. My
Wow.
clients have my cell phone. Are you kidding me? Ask your physician if they give out their cell phone number. Ask them. If they're in a boutique, this new model of doctoring where it's boutique, they don't take your insurance. Not these docs, right? They may give you their cell phone. They're
Right.
not going to answer it. They may give it to you to have you feel good. And the reason that I think I have to be available 24/7 is a lie
Hmm.
is because people look at it as a market differentiator.
And it's a
When
market killer. Like it just
it's a
kills you.
number one, it's a market killer. Number two, it's a productivity killer.
Yeah.
Number three, it's a relationship killer. But most importantly, human psychology and the way the human mind works, your clients are not going to remember the 99 times you were there for them. They're
Yeah.
not going to remember that. They're going to remember the one time you weren't.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
being available 24/7 is a recipe for failure, is
Hmm.
really what it is. Again, it feels good. Oh, my clients have my cell phone. Listen, I practice criminal defense. When I practice law, I practice criminal defense at a very high level. Federal white collar, where my clients were in the 1%. They were
Yeah.
one percenters.
Yeah.
And murder in state court.
Hmm.
Murder. My clients didn't have my cell phone number. They did not have it. And they asked for it. And my answer was no. You don't get that from me. If that's a deal breaker, cool. It never
Yeah.
was,
Right.
because they understood. It's so important to have boundaries.
Yeah.
And it's very important because, again, human psychology tells you that your clients are going to remember the one time you didn't pick up the phone. That's what they're going to remember.
Where do
And
you
so it's
think,
it's a lie.
yeah, where do you think what kind of story does someone tell themselves that they like only to be successful as a law firm owner, your clients have to be able to reach you 20, like you're going to lose clients? Is that what people think, that they're going to lose
I,
clients if not?
I think people
Yeah.
think they will lose clients. And I also think
Hmm.
it's ego driven.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Listen, Jen, I mean, the viewers and listeners to your podcast, I don't know if they have ego or not. I don't. I can make some assumptions based on the
Yeah.
field that they've chosen to the
Yes.
profession that they've chosen.
Hmm.
Look, I've got ego. I'll be the first to admit it, right? I love talking. I love hearing myself talk. That's why I was a trial lawyer. And I also know that when I sat down to dinner with my family,
Hmm.
if I wasn't there physically and more important, mentally, if I was looking at my phone, if I was checking my phone, my family noticed. My wife noticed, my daughter noticed. And I didn't want to be a lawyer who was divorced and estranged from his kid. My
Yeah.
daughter is now 32. She just wrapped up a trip to Portugal where we got to visit with her. It was a fantastic trip. My
Mhm.
wife and I are celebrating our 36th wedding anniversary next month, September 15th. My wife and I have gone through a massive change in our lives and moving to Portugal. None of that would have been possible if I was constantly pulled into work
Yep.
because people had my cell phone.
Yeah. True.
So it's a lie.
How
Stop
about
it.
number
Just
four?
stop it.
Yep. Just
Yeah.
stop it. What about number
Lie
four?
number four. Money will make you happy.
Ah, never, never will.
I want everyone to understand. I like money.
Hmm.
I like having money. I like being able to do the things that I'm able to do with the money that I create. I like it. I've liked it for a long time.
Hmm.
So I'm not somebody who's anti-capitalist. Hey, go
Right.
sit on the top of a mountain and contemplate the lint in your belly button. I'm not that. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
And no money will make you happy. It's something that psychologists call the arrival fallacy.
Hmm.
And think about where it shows up for you in your life. I had a call with a client just yesterday. I'll share a little snippet. Oh, when I win that big case, I'm going to believe that I'm a good lawyer.
Right.
And then you go and win the big case, and you'll either tell yourself it wasn't that hard when
Yep.
it
Hmm.
was, but now you've done it, or there's something else that creeps in, right? The arrival fallacy is the I'll be happy when, and it's
Yep.
baloney. Be confident today, be happy today. Money is a tool. Will you feel less stress when you operate at a plus budget? Sure, of course you will. Will you be happy? No, it's not the money that makes you happy. It's just not. It's the experiences. And if you're so tied into money, you're never going to step away and you're
Right.
never going to have the experiences because you're constantly chasing. And the other thing with money is we move the goalposts all the
Yep.
time. I'll
Yep.
be happy when my law firm makes multiple six figures.
Yep.
I'll be happy when my law firm makes seven figures. I'll be happy when my law firm makes eight figures. It's not it. You won't be. You won't be happy. So
Yeah.
step away from that. That's lie number four. Money will make you happy.
Yeah. Totally agree with that. Because no matter how much money you
Yeah,
have, if you're
doesn't
not happy,
matter.
yeah, it doesn't
I mean, look, if it was true
matter.
that money equals happiness, the
Mm-hmm.
wealthiest people financially, the people who have the most money on the planet would be the happiest. We know that that's not true. We
Yes.
know it's not true. Whether it's an oil oligarch in Russia or Vladimir Putin, who supposedly has trillions of dollars of net worth, or Elon Musk, or Bill Gates, or Steve Jobs, we know that they're not the happiest. They aren't or weren't the happiest people on the planet. We know it,
Yeah.
but somehow we think we're different. I'll be different than that.
And they're always chasing the same things. Like it doesn't matter where it's $100,000 a year, or
Yeah,
$100 million a year. Everyone's chasing.
always.
Yeah.
And look at all the studies of lottery winners, people
Yeah.
who win
Yep.
like the big dollar lottery.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
If money was the answer, God, they'd have the answer. They don't.
Right.
They don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the fifth lie, and I
Yep.
think this lie is particularly pernicious in the legal profession. The other four could be any industry, but
Hmm.
lie number five, I think, is particularly pernicious. And that is asking for help is weakness.
Uh-huh. Or
Because
giving
as
help. The other side of it
or
too. It's the
yeah,
old school law firm style of you have to be hazed and figure it out yourself and make mistakes, and we're not going to help you. So sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. It
yeah, no,
just
no,
triggered something on my brain.
yeah. No, and look, before now I'm an executive coach, right? I'm a leadership coach for
Yep.
attorneys only.
Yep.
Before that, I practiced law and owned a law. That I was in the medical field. I was a respiratory therapist. I was in that profession for 12 years. I worked in trauma units. I worked in teaching hospitals where on May 31st, 30 days, April, June, yeah, May 31st, you were a medical student. On June 1st, you were a doctor.
Yep.
And it was that same hazing culture. Well, you got to work, you got to grind, you got to be up for days at a time, and you got to learn the hard way. What is the point of that? It makes no sense other than, hey, that's how I had to do it, so you have to do it.
Stupidest thing I've
It's
ever hear.
it's nonsense. It is nonsense. And it results in that asking for help. We view that as a weakness. Now,
Yep.
really think about that. Really step back and think about it. It can't be. It just can't be. It can't be true. Getting help is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. And it is a sign, it is the only way that you can achieve big things. The only way that you can achieve big things is to get help with them. You can't, no one, look around the world, no one who is deemed to be successful. And I'm not talking just financially successful. I'm talking
Right.
like people like the Pope
Yeah.
or the Dalai Lama, spiritual leaders, right?
Mhm.
Mother Teresa when she was alive. So I want to take it out of money.
Yeah.
It's there too, but I want to make sure that people understand it's not just there. It is everywhere. You cannot do it alone. You can't. You can stay in a very small bubble
Yeah.
and have no impact and die with a ton of regret without help. You can do that for sure. But to have any sort of impact, and I'm not saying that you need to create this am law 50 law firm that is multinational. That's not what I'm saying. The impact you have on your staff, on your family, on your faith community, or your community at large, I think is very important. I think we were placed on the planet to make impact. That's
Right.
why I think we're here. And so if you want to have that, you must have help. And just think about how isolated you are
Yeah.
as
Especially,
a law firm owner.
yeah. Small solos and small firms,
So,
especially. Yeah.
yeah, small firms especially, you are so isolated. I owned a small firm. Right?
Yeah.
There were three partners. There were some staff, associates came and went, team members came and went. I get it. It's so isolating. I hosted a lunch when I
Hmm.
was practicing law before I transitioned into coaching. And this will
Hmm.
kind of tell you that I've thought this way for a really long time. But I hosted a lunch with six of the people that I looked up to, small law firm owners that I looked up to in Boise, Idaho. And I
Hmm.
hosted it. I'm like, come, we're gonna have lunch. We're all gonna sit together, and you can talk about the surface stuff, and that's fine. And it's not gonna do anything for you.
Right.
It's not true connection. And so we were sitting there at the lunch, and I said, okay, now it's time to get to work. And everybody looked at me like, what are you talking about, man? I said, we're gonna talk about how much money we make.
Mm.
And there was dead
Deer in the
silence.
headlights. Yeah.
Dead silence.
Yep.
And I was like, here's the deal. I believe that we're all pretty close.
Yep.
And I believe that you're sitting across the table from me thinking I'm different than
Yep.
you are.
Hmm.
And let's go around. I'll start. I'll start. So I told them. I
Yep.
told them how much the law firm grossed, and they all looked at me. They're like, "It has to be more than that." I
Yeah.
said, "Well, why do you
Why do
think
you
that?"
think that? Yeah.
Well, because I said, "Do I drive a fancy car? No. Do I live in a fancy house? No. Does at this point my
Yeah.
daughter was in middle school? Does my daughter go to a private middle school? No. It's like, so why do you think that?
Hmm.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I know you don't know. It's a lie.
Yeah.
So then we went around the table, and sure enough, we were
Everybody's in that.
plus or minus a percentage point,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
super, super successful, super satisfied from the outside.
Yeah.
And so it's isolating. You are not served. Your law firm is not served, no matter how big it is.
Yeah.
Your clients are not served by your family. If you have a family, is not served. Your community is not served by you being isolated. Ask for help. It is there for you. And Jen, these 5 lies,
Yeah. Yeah.
they are the drivers of the statistics for lawyers. We all
Yep.
know what the
Yes.
statistics are. They're
Yep.
awful. And there's been gnashing of teeth and wringing of hands. I graduated from law school in 1998. There was gnashing of teeth and wringing of hands back then.
Mhm.
It is, in my view, because of these lies,
Yep.
one or any combination of them. Just step back and think about that as the lies come up in your heads. That's all I would ask you to do.
Well, and I find with lie number 5 there that as lawyers, we want people to come to us and ask our advice and take our advice. But as lawyers, we don't ask anyone else for help. We don't like hire professionals. We're all DIY, like doing our own accounting in the back room
Duct tape.
because we're smart enough. We should be able to do this ourselves kind of attitude towards things. So,
Yeah, and it's so funny when I practiced, and even today, right?
yeah.
Look, I am not a numbers guy. The maths don't math for me, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And it took me a while when we opened the firm. Look, I have a business degree,
Hmm.
and
Me
it
too.
took me a while. It took me a while to say, we should not be doing
Yeah.
our QuickBooks. We shouldn't be doing our QuickBooks. We should pay somebody to do it. It's not an effective use of our time. It's not a valuable use of our time. Why are we doing this? And so
Yeah.
we hired somebody to do the thing. Same thing that we would do with a client who comes in. Look, I'm not going to do a forensic accounting audit of my white collar client. I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that type of work for myself?
Yeah, that's what I see a lot of. I see a lot of people doing things because they think they can't spend the money or the time to do it right. And then
Yeah.
back to the busyness and the hustle and the grinding because they're trying to do all of it and they shouldn't be. But yeah.
Yeah. And we think here's
Yeah.
here's another lie. We think that we should be able to. Oh, I
Yes.
can figure this out.
I'm
Yeah,
smart.
I bet you could.
Yeah.
My question is, why?
Mm.
Why are you doing that? Right? I have this model that I came up with after reading an article about Mark Zuckerberg.
Yep.
And the article was about his carbon footprint because his
Okay.
private jet was flying back and forth from California to Hawaii to his compound in Hawaii. And it made like 8 trips in 3 days.
Okay.
And so the article was all about the carbon footprint and the impact, which is very important. Don't get me wrong, very important. But there was one line in it that really stuck with me, and it said Mark Zuckerberg's time is valued at $400,000 a minute.
Mm.
And I sat back and I thought, I'm more important to my clients than that dude.
Hmm.
I have a bigger impact on my clients than Zuckerberg does, for sure. I have a bigger impact on my staff on their lives than Zuckerberg does. I have a bigger impact on my family. So how would I operate if I believed the value of every minute of my time was $400,000? Not how would I spend? I'm not talking about
Right.
that.
But how would
What
you think about
decisions would
things?
I make?
Yep. Yep.
Does this come in or do I say no?
Yep.
That's the thing, right? That is the thing. And we get distracted, all of us, human
Hmm.
beings, right? We get distracted very easily. And that's a legacy from our ancestors from before time because we needed to pay attention to the threats.
Right.
So that's our brains get distracted. And does it serve you? And it's still, look, it's still a struggle for me. And I'll give you a perfect example. I journal every morning, 3 pages, stream of consciousness. There will be a thought and I'll reach for my phone. Let me check the bank account balance. And I'm like, nope, that's not what you're doing right now. Right now, you're doing your journaling and you recognize the value of that activity. So do that. The phone's going to be there. It'll be there. And so I am continually a work in progress with distractions and that $400,000 minute mindset. It's not, it sounds very simple. It's not easy.
Yeah, I agree. That's
Yeah.
what I struggle with. So with a lot of my clients too in law firms and different
Mhm.
organizations, it's like who should be doing what and why are they, you know, doing things
Yeah.
they make them busy. But yeah,
Why? Why are you doing that?
why? So I try to keep these episodes to 30 minutes or less. And there's
Yep.
so many more questions I could have gone off on a route on. So we may do a part two here. But you plugged your book earlier. Your book
Yep.
again. Where can people reach you at? Where can they find you?
Yeah. Just go to my website, johnrkormanik.com. I carried the lawyer's naming
Yes.
over to my coaching, but that's where to find me. I'm on LinkedIn. You can look for Lawyer Coach or John R. Kormanik. You can look for John Kormanik. You're going to find me. I'm all over the socials. I'm not active, but I am there. Go to my website. That's the best place.
Okay. And the name of your book again?
Break the Law.
Break the Law. Love it. So I will put all of that in the show notes after we're done live
Yep.
streaming here. But thank you. Any last final words of wisdom before we get to your rebel song?
Be happy.
Be
That's
happy.
the whole point. Be happy.
That's my goal in life. I want to create happy lawyers. Like I want lawyers to say, I love being a lawyer, not don't go to law school because I hate being a lawyer. That's kind of my
Exactly.
dream. So
Exactly.
awesome. Okay. So we do have a Spotify playlist of all of our rebel anthems that we've put together
Yep.
from our guests. What's your rebel song?
It's Ghosts by Bruce Springsteen.
Cool.
I grew up in Jersey. I'm a Springsteen guy. I think Ghost is brilliant.
Sounds good. I will get that added. Thank you for spending your Friday evening in Portugal with me. Go have fun and happy anniversary to you and your wife.
Thanks, Jen. You are awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you next week on the Rebel Roundtable at